So you're just gonna give tips or anything you want to aspiring tattoo artists?
To aspiring tattoo artists?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a good question. Should I just answer?
Yeah, you can just answer.
Draw a million lines and then draw a million more. Don't quit.
If you're just getting into tattooing, it's important not to judge yourself too harshly against people that have been tattooing for a long time. It takes a lot of time to get the skills that you need to be able to tattoo, and it's not a short path to success. So you have to be willing to try new things and not judge yourself against people who have been doing something for 20 years when you're brand new.
First tip, start drawing all the time. Draw every day if you can. Draw all the time. And it doesn't matter if it's your own work or you're just straight up just copying flash that you see on the internet. Just draw to practice. I think that's first rule of thumb. You need to be drawing all the time.
I would say my best advice is get tattooed and go to people that you want your style to be in, and then ask them questions while you're getting tattooed so that you can have more of that information before you even start the process of being a tattoo artist. You can have that background information. And everybody is always so kind and helpful, so it's real great.
Okay. Rippity-rap-tastic. If I was to give advice to aspiring tattoo artists, I mean, the first thing would be draw some more, and then keep drawing, and when you don't feel like drawing, draw more. Yeah, that's the main thing. Draw a lot.
Drawing all the time. Like tips to be a new tattoo artist.
Practice color blending, shadows.
Yeah, like take the basic art skills.
And bring them to a level that you can like.
Yes.
Where you don't even think about it.
Yeah. Unless you want to be like, you know, a geometric artist. You just kind of have to like pick where you think you're going to go and sort of start in that direction. And then become like the master of that, whatever that is. The whole United States mocks Oregon because we do the school. And we have to. We have no choice. We would change it if we could, but.
My advice for new tattoo artists in the state of Oregon is probably to fully recognize and accept that tattoo school is unfortunately kind of a scam, and I would recommend if you can find any sort of mentor, that is probably going to be like the most amount of valuable education you're gonna get, unfortunately. And then just repetition and being easy on yourself.
So regardless if you go to tattoo school or you get an apprentice, you have to start getting in the practice of drawing. And not just because you're gonna have to like get good at what you draw, but because that's the 50% and 70% of your job is gonna be sitting down and drawing. So you have to get used to doing it all the time. It's a big part of the job, is making images that go on people's skin.
I think other people have said it in the shop already, like draw all the time, but also as a creative, it's good to remind yourself to be gentle to yourself. Not all of creativity is about being productive, and a lot of creativity is about reflecting on things and stewing on things. So be gentle with yourself if you're not always producing and making, but take inspiration from things constantly. Getting your hand strength and those delicate maneuvers is really important. So draw carefully. practice. That's it.
Also, go get tattoos. I know a lot of people say that, and it can be kind of expensive too, but which is also hard if you're poor, but it's really important to like get tattoos, which I don't know. I didn't do that, so that's a hard one for me to advise.
I don't think it's wrong to be self-taught. I don't think it's wrong to go to school. I don't think like there's a right or wrong way to get into it. It's just about finding what works for you. So I think that's an important thing to keep in mind. If you're already an artist, trusting yourself and your skill and finding a style that you feel good doing. Nowadays, I feel like that you don't have to pick like a style that you've like already seen. You could do something unique. You can do something different than what other artists are doing. And it will be embraced because people want like unique styles on their bodies and they want to find something that's like special and different. And so it doesn't have to be like traditional, and it doesn't have to be like this new school thing that you've seen other people do. Like find something that you can do that's different than what anyone else can do. And I think that that's going to be something that will help you be successful, because the industry is very saturated with a lot of new artists, and we can't all be doing the same thing. We need new life and new energy. So I think that's what I got for you.
Oh man, be open to doing different stuff. The tattoo industry for a while got like really closed off to like very specific people doing very specific things. And you know, I have my own specific art style that I really love to do, but sometimes it's nice to just learn new skills, get proficient at the craft, and worry a little bit less about your art, and then you can work your art in slowly but surely and not put so much pressure on your own creative practice to make you money. And then as you start making more money and feeling confident in your skills and putting your own craft out there, your own art style, then it's not so scary and you're not putting so much pressure on it. That's probably number one. Yeah. All right, we're gonna start here. Ready?
When you start tattooing, take a second and populate all the things in your brain that you think that this industry may be and throw it away. That's going to be number one. This job is not freedom. It's not anything. It's a service industry. You're like a plumber, but you do skin, right? People are going to come and they're going to pay you money to do stuff that they want. If you find fulfillment out of that, you're going to love the job. If you want to be a rock star and just, I only want to do my own stuff, sure, you might be able to make a living and you might get a bunch of followers, but it's a vapid existence. You get love of this industry and this art form by trying to do really cool stuff on cool people. It's not about you. It's about them. Okay. Go check out my YouTube channel, Better Tattooing. There we go.
Is just to tattoo as much as you can. I feel like getting as much practice in those early years is just so important. Take all the appointments you can. Walk-ins are helpful. Just keep going. Is that good?
Letting yourself be obsessed with it is the best way to start out, because it's going to take over your whole life, your whole everything, and it's just going to all consume, and you just lean into it, take it as it comes, and it's gonna, honestly, tattooing changes everything about your whole life. So I think being prepared for that change as best you can, or accepting that it's going to happen and then rolling with the curves, is the only way, really. Because even when you don't want to be thinking about tattoos, people are going to ask you about tattoos, and they're going to want to talk to you about their tattoos, and so you just become kind of the tattooed person. And so if you love it, that's a great place to be at, and keep on keeping on.
But it's really good to like go see different shops, like check out different vibes, just kind of like to figure out like where you're most comfortable and like where your future job is gonna ideally be. You just kind of like gotta think about what it is, like where do you see yourself as a tattooer? Do you want to be in like a high intense metal shop, or do you want to be in like a little private studio? Do you want to just be in a really quiet studio? Do you want to be in like a funky little art colorful studio? Like, I think it's a good idea to think about like what kind of shop do you see yourself in? And it might not be that's your first shop, probably won't be, but that's like, you know, just visualize it all.
Yeah. Cool.